I guess that's just the way I am. I don't know. I didn't try and really do anything. I was just doing the only way I know how, which is being myself.
Gifts as a heavyweight fighter is that he doesn't move like a heavyweight. Out of all of the heavyweight fighters on there, on the roster, in the rankings, Cyril Gane is one guy that can match him for all of that athletic ability. In fact, if anything, I think Cyril might even be more athletic.
Nothing. Cyril's he's a very pleasant guy. I've known Cyril for quite a number of years. I might not know him that well, but yeah, nothing.
Tom Aspinall went off during a recent livestream, firing back at critics who've been questioning his success after UFC 321. He made it clear he's tired of the disrespect and won't hold back anymore, shutting down every hater in his path. After Tom Aspinall's explosive response to the haters, discussions quickly moved to his standing as the interim champion. Some fans continue to question whether his title holds full weight with Jon Jones sidelined, and during a recent broadcast, Paul Felder weighed in, saying Aspinall deserves full credit for defending his belt and proving himself as the true heavyweight king, regardless of what the word interim might suggest on paper.
Well, because he won again as the interim champion, right?
Yeah.
Twice.
What would you...
Yeah. I mean, if I was him, I probably wouldn't, right? You just, because you know you're going to get shit for that. You're just going to go out there and say, well, this is my first true title defense. But it is really the second. I mean, you won the interim belt, you defended the interim belt, and then Jon Jones just jumped ship. So it's like, you've been the champ really the whole time. Jon comes and goes and does what he wants.
Those belts don't say interim on them.
Yeah, I mean, he's the champ.
Yeah, but
we all know it doesn't mean quite as much, right?
As fans continue to debate Tom Aspinall's position as champion, attention turned to his next possible opponent. Many believe a showdown with Cyril Gane could be the perfect test, and during a recent discussion, Michael Bisping broke down why this matchup stands out, saying both fighters are high-speed and athletic for heavyweights, which could make it one of the most competitive and entertaining fights in the division.
It doesn't, and it just means you're the number one contender. But still, regardless, hasn't lost a fight. He's the champ. He was promoted to the undisputed champ. We've been through that a million times. He takes on Cyril Gane, and we've spoke about this a little bit because it's been brewing for a while. But what do you think about this? Because Tom, his benefits or his gifts as a heavyweight fighter is that he doesn't move like a heavyweight. Out of all of the heavyweight fighters on there, on the roster, in the rankings, Cyril Gane is one guy that can match him for all of that athletic ability. In fact, if anything, I think Cyril might even be more athletic. I think he might be lighter on the feet. He may even be a more skilled kickboxer. I think Tom's definitely he's got proven bigger power.
Better hands.
He's not everyone. He's got better wrestling. He's got better jiu-jitsu and obviously a better track record.
Following Michael Bisping's breakdown of the possible matchup, Felder also shared his detailed take on how the fight could play out. He agreed that Cyril Gane's movement and kickboxing are top level, but pointed out that Aspinall's speed, power, and sharp boxing could make the difference. Felder believes this fight would test both men's skills in a way fans haven't seen before.
Man, you know, I actually talked about this fight quite a bit to just people this weekend, and I agree with you on all that. I think Cyril is the better kickboxer overall. I think he can move maybe even more fluid. But Tom's speed with his boxing and the power that he possesses. I was watching some of the countdown on the flight home on YouTube, just killing time. They're showing some of his pad work. Holy man. When he's ripping combos on the pads, Tom is unreal. It's like watching a welterweight crack pads the way he moves. Yeah. But I do think this fight could be real interesting if Cyril Gane can keep this fight for extended periods of time on the feet. If I'm giving my pick, I'm still going with Tom Aspinall to get the dub, but I do think that there is a world where if they stay on the feet, Cyril Gane, especially if it drags on and gets into deeper water, we haven't seen that.
Building on the analysis from Bisping and Felder, Brendan Schwab shared his take on the fighter's skills. He said Cyril Gane is very athletic and has great striking, maybe even better overall than Tom Aspinall, but Schwab pointed out that Gane doesn't have the same one-punch knockout power. In contrast, Aspinall's strength and ability to finish fights could make the difference, making this heavyweight clash very interesting.
The title's on the line. So I don't know why you would think otherwise. He definitely has a chance to win this fight. He's big, super athletic, probably the only guy more athletic than Tom Aspinall. Pound for pound, probably better striking overall than Tom, but doesn't hit as hard. Doesn't have the one-shot KO power. Really, I mean, As a heavyweight, for guys coming forward, you land it right. Any heavyweight can knock anybody out. But as far as like that straight up touch from God, put him to sleep power, that's not Cyril Gane. Tom has that.
Brennan explained that while Tom Aspinall is clearly talented, the heavyweight division is very weak right now. He said Tom dominates his opponents, often finishing them in the first round, but the competition isn't strong enough to test him fully. This lack of high-level challengers is why Tom hasn't received full recognition, even though he's the best fighter currently in the division.
Here's the thing with Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane. So, and this has nothing to do with Tom Aspinall. It's completely out of his control. The heavyweight division has never been worse, and he's the king of the division. He's the king, but no one's given him his due because of that. Because if you bring up Tom's record there, Jen, Tom is the king of this division that's kind of boring. There's not a lot of contenders. He's beat everybody in the first round. Andrei Arlovsky, yeah, you know. But so he's starching these guys, but his the issue with Tom, again, not his fault. The issue with Tom is his strength of schedule. So we all know Tom's good. We all know Tom is the best we have to offer.
Schwab continued, noting that we still haven't seen Tom tested under real pressure or pushed past the first round. He emphasized that this isn't Tom's fault, but it makes it hard to measure his full potential. Despite this, within the current heavyweight roster, Tom clearly stands above the rest, proving himself as the top fighter available, even if questions about tougher competition remain.
If this is 10 years ago, where's Tom at? We don't know, because the guys he's beating, if you've been around the sport long enough, the heavyweight division is the weakest division. So, you know, it's like in a gold medal in the Special Olympics right now. So there's not much we can say about it. The verdict is still out on Tom. He's the best we have. What's that mean? We don't know. We don't know. He's starching everybody. But, you know, the guys he's starching, would they even be ranked in the top 10 if this is, 8-10 years ago? Probably not. So, again, not Tom's fault. He can only fight who's in his division, who the contenders, how they do. So we know he's good, but the reason why he's not getting his due is because we really haven't seen him get compromised in any facet. We haven't seen him go past the first round and not dominate.
Amid all the speculation about a potential fight with Cyril Gane, Tom Aspinall was asked about their personal relationship. Keeping it calm and professional, he addressed the question directly, showing respect for Gane while making it clear that there are no personal issues between them, despite the hype surrounding a possible matchup in the heavyweight division.
Nothing. Cyril's he's a very pleasant guy. I've known Cyril for quite a number of years. I might not know him that well, but yeah, nothing, all good.
When asked about his game plan for facing top opponents, Tom explained that he doesn't overcomplicate things. He pointed out that he relies on his natural approach and instincts inside the cage, focusing on being himself rather than following a strict strategy, showing confidence in his own style, and trusting the skills that have brought him success so far.
I didn't actively have an idea of how I'm going to approach it. I just approached it in my usual way. I guess that's just the way I am. I don't know. I didn't try and really do anything. I was just doing the only way I know how, which is being myself.
Moving on, as the discussion turned to predictions for the potential heavyweight clash, Nick Pete offered his perspective on the pressure both fighters face. He analyzed how past opportunities and the surrounding narrative could impact performance, highlighting that while Cyril Gane has title experience, Tom Aspinall carries the weight of expectation as a new champion ready to cement his reign.
And the narrative that has been for the last 12 to 24 months with John Jones.
Yeah.
Or is it Cyril, given the fact that this is his third attempt at trying to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world?
For me personally, I think it's Tom. I think all the pressure's on Tom. I know what you're saying about Cyril. 3 heavyweight title fights. You ain't getting another one. You know, in any division. No one's getting 4 title opportunities. But for Tom, because of the narrative behind John Jones, because of the fact that he's had to wait 16 months, and now finally John Jones has done the right thing and walked away from the sport, and Tom can get on with it and move things forward. But it would be the ultimate fall at the first hurdle of your own title reign, to lose the belt now and to feed into that narrative, because I tell you what.
Continuing his analysis, Pete explained that Tom Aspinall faces more pressure than Cyril Gane in their potential matchup. After waiting 16 months for his title shot, falling at this stage would be a major setback for his career. Pete also noted that a loss could shake up the UFC heavyweight division, reigniting questions about who can beat the champion now that Jon Jones is retired and the division feels unsettled.
You're fighting Tom, otherwise there's no point you fighting anybody. But I think that completely and utterly goes away if Tom was to lose to Cyril Gane. Plus, it would be, imagine having to sit out 16 months waiting for the GOAT, waiting for this opportunity, for the man to only retire and you go, I'll just crack on without you, and then fall at the first hurdle. So I think Tom absolutely has got more to lose, and I'll include the UFC kind of in that bracket as well. Even though there's an argument, it would refire up the heavyweight division. That right now everyone's going, well, who the f*** is going to beat Tom now? Jon Jones has gone then.
Yeah.
So it would kind of rekindle that a little bit.
Following Nick Pete's comments on the stakes for Tom Aspinall, Adam Catterall added his perspective on the pressure surrounding the fight. He broke down how limited Aspinall's experience is compared to other top fighters, explaining that expectations are high despite his relatively short time in championship level bouts, making the upcoming fight even more crucial for proving himself in the heavyweight division.
Well, what you just did there, you just slightly reframed what I said to you. I said, who's under more pressure? Then you've reframed it as who's got more to lose. I completely agree with you that Tom's obviously got more to lose. Regarding the pressure thing, yes, you're right. I think Tom is under pressure given the last 12 to 24 months. There's a lot of eyeballs on this fight come Saturday, and they will be expecting a certain thing. Mainly because the fella's had 9 UFC fights. He has been in the octagon for 1,121 seconds. Just to paint a picture there, one championship fight in the UFC, if you go the distance, it's 1,500 seconds. All right? He hasn't even completed one full championship fight, and he's had 9 of them scheduled. All right? His average fight time is 124 seconds per fight. So people are expecting a certain thing. I get that completely.
Adding on, the talk about pressure and expectations, Dan Hardy said Tom Aspinall is finally the recognized heavyweight champ, which was long overdue. Tom is 15-3, Gane is 13-2. Tom has a height advantage, and Gane has a slightly longer reach. Tom lands more strikes because his fights are short, while Gane fights longer and lands fewer per minute. Both defend well, but Tom's takedown and ground skills are much stronger.
And I'm fine. I'm glad that Tom is like recognized heavyweight champ now. It felt long overdue. So 15-3 for Tom Aspinall, 13-2 for Cyril Gane, 1-inch height advantage for Tom, 3-inch reach advantage for Cyril Gane. Interestingly, a higher striking output for Tom Aspinall, but that obviously is because his average fight time is 2 minutes and 2 seconds, and Cyril Gane's is 14 minutes and 15 seconds. So obviously, you know, strikes landed per minute 8, and your fights are 2 minutes long. He's landing 16 punches per fight on average, whereas Cyril obviously is fighting for longer and landing more, but his strike count is going down.
Hardy explained that Gane's usual advantages won't help him against Tom. Aspinall's punching power and wrestling gave him a big edge. Hardy expects Tom to control the fight on the feet and the ground, and with these strengths, Tom should dominate and make it very hard for Gane to fight back, likely leading to a one-sided match in Tom's favor.
Both got a decent defense, 65% for Tom, 61% for Cyril, 100% takedown accuracy and defense for Tom Aspinall. I don't think Cyril's going to try and take him down, but I also don't know if Cyril's going to be able to stop Tom taking him down.
Yeah.
I think this is a bad matchup for Cyril Gane, and I like Cyril. I like his game. I like the style that he has in the heavyweight division because it's very different. But I feel like the advantages that Cyril has against most heavyweights, he doesn't have against Tom. And Tom's also got the punching power and the ground game to beat him. I think Tom's going to clean his clock. I think it's going to be one-sided.
Building on previous expert analysis, Tim Welch explained that the fight will likely start with a strategy to take Cyril Gane down early and limit his explosiveness. Tom Aspinall will aim to control him on the ground, using half guard and wearing him out. By reducing Gane's ability to strike freely, Aspinall can establish dominance and force Gane to adjust his game from the very beginning. He said, "I almost guarantee you they're going to come out. And their game plan is going to put Cyril Gane on his put him on his butt, put him on his take away some of his explosiveness, zap his arms a bit, and issue juicers." Furthermore, he said, and again, a lot of pressure on Tom Aspinall. He's a freak show, he's so well-rounded. Their easiest path to victory here is to take Cyril Gane down. Obviously take him down, get on top half guard, wear him out. Welch continued that even if Gane finds small openings during flurries, Aspinall's quick level changes and strong double leg takedowns will stop them fast. He pointed out that Tom's speed, strength, and wrestling make him very hard to beat. This plan lets Aspinall stay in control, avoid mistakes, keep pressure on Gane, and dominate the fight from start to finish. He said, where Cyril Gane could have some success as just like Curtis Blades throwing 3-2s, and when Aspinall starts sitting in the pocket and flurrying, there are spots for him to get cracked. But I don't think he's going to do it long. Further, he also said, I think as soon as they attempt a flurry at all, he's going to change levels and penetrate through on a double leg. I'm fired up, it's going to be great. Tom Aspinall is a freak show. After other experts discussed strategies and takedown approaches, Luke Thomas shifted the focus to the tactical side of the potential fight. He broke down what Cyril Gane would need to do to challenge Aspinall effectively, emphasizing the importance of footwork, takedown defense, and forcing mistakes, highlighting how strategy could play a decisive role in determining the outcome of this heavyweight clash.
The takedown defense has got to be first and foremost among them. Footwork has got to be, you got to make Aspinall take chances. The jabbing, the front kicking, the leg kicking and angling off, the jabbing and angling off is going to be really important. Like, think about the attentiveness with which Max Holloway, ever seen him where he's fully locked in and he's jabbing and circling and his eyes are always looking? Like, that kind of an approach, I think, for Gane could be pretty important, because it is A, what he does well typically when he's doing it, and B, I think, you know, just the reality is you have to make Aspinall make mistakes. And I think he's willing to make them by rushing his offense.
After discussing striking and movement, Luke focused on how Cyril Gane might approach the fight on the ground. He explained that while Gane is skilled standing up, Aspinall has shown vulnerabilities in grappling. Thomas noted that Gane could try takedowns early to exploit these gaps, making it a critical part of his strategy if he wants to secure a win against the powerful heavyweight.
He might feel him out a little bit. Gane's not a one-hitter quitter necessarily, so he might feel him out a little bit. But I definitely feel like he's going to try and take him down. I mean, just given what John Jones did to him, you know, even if you've been working steadily since then, he turned in a bad grappling performance against Volkov too. Like, you'd be stupid not to take it down. He's credible as a threat on his feet. He is not credible as a threat on the ground. Certainly not on the defensive side. So put him there.
Luke moved on to analyze how Cyril Gane could perform if he executes well on the feet. He emphasized the importance of making informed decisions and avoiding mistakes, highlighting that Gane's jab and movement could challenge Aspinall and force him to adapt, thereby increasing the competitiveness of the fight.
Yeah, I think if he gives it, yeah, that's right. I think if he gives Aspinall, you know, I won't say a tough fight, but a commendable effort, you know, somebody who does, and he doesn't, this is the part too, like, just don't make bad decisions. Don't make bad grappling decisions. Don't make decisions that make you look like a fish out of water, right? That's the issue. But if he does, you know, what Gane can do on the feet with his jab and his movement, and Aspinall has to like problem solve around that, that's different.
After analyzing expert breakdowns and Tom Aspinall's own words, it's clear his potential clash with Cyril Gane could be a true heavyweight spectacle. Tom's speed, power, and wrestling gave him an edge, but Gane's athleticism, movement, and precision striking make it unpredictable. This fight will test skill, heart, and composure, promising non-stop action and high-level strategy. Whether Aspinall dominates or Gane finds openings, fans are in for a thrilling, explosive battle that could shape the UFC heavyweight division. Who do you think comes out on top? Tom Aspinall using his power and wrestling, or Cyril Gane with his speed and striking? Drop your predictions in the comments and tell us how you think this fight will go down.